So back in October of 2025, I had the 17 Pro, but I needed something a little more edgy, a little more daring. I guess you could say I was bored with it, right? I always knew the Air was out and I thought it was a cool idea. So, me being me, went to the Apple store and checked it out and I instantly fell in love with it. So now I have one in my hands. Well, I've been having one in my hands for about 6 months now. And I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes I put it down, but I pick it right back up. This is the Air, and I just like to share some of my thoughts with you guys. If you're thinking about getting this phone and you're thinking about getting it with a case, you are wasting your time. The whole shtick is how great it feels in hand, right? It's vibes the phone. I'm not rich or anything, but I did get Apple Care for it, right? And I just don't use it with a case. I've never been that guy to not use a phone with a case. I think it's ridiculous, but look at it, feel it, and you'd understand what I'm talking about, right? So give that some thought before thinking about purchasing it.
So now we're going to talk about the day-to-day things that you're dealing with when you have an Air. When I say dealing with, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, So the battery, right? I have the 17 Pro and I also have the Air. It's not as good as the Pro, but it'll get you by the end of the day. I'll say maybe 7.5, 6.5 hours. It's kind of a big dynamic, but I'm usually charging my phone up in the car on my commute to work, and I work somewhere where I can constantly have it charged. So I'm a little biased when it comes to it. I'm not very paranoid about my battery. I, charge it to 100% every night. Like, I have it to where it charges at 100%. If I have an issue with the battery, I'll get it replaced. But I do understand that everybody can't do that, and everybody doesn't want to pay $80 for a new battery. If it is still $80, it may have went up. So if you're looking for the best battery, you know where to go. You got to go with the pros, And I just feel like with the price of the phone, there's a lot of things that are middling as far as performance. Like video-wise, you can record great videos, but just not the best. That's more of a pro thing, right? So you got a middling battery, middling video, what else? Sound, because it has one speaker that probably will be a big issue for a lot of people. And you don't really realize that you need that ultra wide camera until it's time to use an ultra wide camera. I think I've heard somebody else say that. And I'll make sure I put their name in the caption. But they are absolutely correct about that. Me being a photographer, I'm probably going to use a dedicated camera, but sometimes it's nice to just have that ultra wide camera, right? So I'm going to do a couple of tests and maybe kind of reiterate what I'm talking about on here. Like, battery is a little hard to test. You just kind of have to go with my word on that. Go with that Pro Max if you're really, really big on battery. You need that long battery life. The 17 Pro is amazing as well with its battery. I've heard good things about the 17 and I feel like it's a very good value. But as far as the Air, it's kind of hard to recommend it to anybody. Like, if you already have one of the flagships, or you have 16, just the 16, and you're unsatisfied with the you're unsatisfied with the size, and you don't mind the cameras, maybe I recommend that to one of those guys. But 16 Pro, Pro Max, you may want a bigger phone if you're going from the 16 Pro to the Air, but dude, it's not going to be worth it. You're going to miss your cameras, you're going to miss your battery. So here we go with the test. I will say this one big positive thing about the Air. If you kind of wanted to try a larger phone, you like the larger screens, and the smaller phones are just so small, but the bigger phones are too big, it's right in the middle and it's perfect. You can use it one-handed, kinda, and to defend the people with the Pro Maxes, you can do that with those as well, but it's just a little easier because the phone is not as thick, it's not as heavy too. So putting it in your jogging pants when you're working out, or just day-to-day stuff. You know, if you don't really want a big heavy phone, it is excellent for that. I will give them that. It is the perfect size if you wanted to try a larger phone. But the compromises that you have to make, I just cannot recommend to somebody that has an older Pro model. Maybe maybe the regular 16, but other than that, yeah. All right, guys. So I wanted to do an audio test because a lot of people complain about the sound coming out the air. You know, it got one speaker or whatever. So yeah, I couldn't find anything that was, one, appropriate, or two, like loud enough to, you know, kind of see a difference, except this one that I have that's in like Chinese. It may be in Japanese because I was learning Japanese at one point, but I mean, since it's all kanji, it may be, but that's beside the point. Here's the recordings. Yeah, and you can kind of determine for yourself if it's something that you're willing to make a compromise on. I know speaking on the phone is one of the best ways to tell, but I have nobody to call right now. Don't feel like putting a SIM card. Don't feel like, you don't want to hear that from anybody that's making videos for you. But anyway, here we go. I think I might have been at a parade or something, but whatever. Alright, and here's another example of the sound. We're going to use a video. It has a little more bassy undertones to it. Let's see. What's up, everybody? Shutter King. I know I've changed my name a million times, but I kind of wanted to talk to you all about the 13 Pro. I know it's been a minute. I know I don't really do like reviews on anything anymore, but I guess I wanted to get started with that. It's a little weird. All right, and here's the 17 Pro. Shit. What's up, everybody? Shutter King. I know I've changed my name a million times, but I kind of wanted to talk to you all about the 13 Pro. I know it's been a minute. I know I don't really do like reviews on anything anymore, but I guess I wanted to get started with that. It's a little weird talking to nobody like a camera, but all right, guys, as you can see, the second example was a lot more helpful in determining how we stand with sound. I will say that the 17 Pro had a little more bass, a little more butt to how it sounds. I don't know if that really helps, but it sounded a little, I guess, heavier, a little more bassy. And it was very thin on the air because of that one speaker. It's kind of struggling by itself. So, you know, just make sure y'all keep note of that and understand that when you purchase this $1,000 device, that's what you'll be dealing with. And when I say $1,000 device, it's a little shade, but it's not shade at all. All right, so I wanted to record camera functionality. So I asked my wife to walk with me to the gym. It's not a very far walk. I did do some jump cuts, but regardless, I recorded at 4K, 60 frames per second. That's the most powerful you can get on the air, which honestly, if you're asking for anything more, you're doing a bit much. Like, get a dedicated camera. I will say zooming in is not as important to me, but when I want to get funky and zoom out, that is something I miss. Check this out. So yeah, I missed that. But other than that, it's a fantastic camera. Of course, your pictures are gonna come out looking great. The camera is fantastic on it, and you know, you won't be disappointed at all. All right, y'all, to reiterate everything that I was saying, the Air is vibes to the phone. So what that means is, unless you like really like it and you really think it's a cool design, which it is, I don't know if I could recommend it to you. Go in the Apple Store and see if it's, you know, if it's something that you want to do. Now, if you got it, if you have it to blow, you got money like that, I say go for it. If you like it, go for it. But people that got it, like I say, maybe get that one right above it, get that Pro if you like just kind of want a big phone sometimes, bigger phone sometimes, to get that Pro Max. If you get a Pro Max, it's really no point. But like for me, sometimes I want a bigger phone, sometimes I want a lighter phone, and this does it, right? But like people with 17s, that'll do it for you. If you got 16, do it for you. You just want a bigger phone, like temporarily, or just bigger but not heavier. Perfect, right? But any Pro Max people, they're gonna look at it like it's peasantry, which it's not, you know? I think they just gotta figure out who their user base is as far as the Air. I feel like it's kind of a little gray area, you know what I mean? But people that don't care about all that, who probably won't be watching this video, and they think this is cool, I think they should get it for sure. Because, you know, it ain't nothing like it. I mean, you got the Samsung Edge. It's a little thicker though, but I just think it's a really cool phone overall. So yeah, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope I helped you make a decision if you was planning on getting one or not. Peace.